When watering, I always have to make sure that you know exactly how you're using that particular nozzle that you've selected to water. Not every tool can be used the same. Yes, you can use a hammer to do just about everything from building a house to tearing it down, but that doesn't mean that it's the right way to use that tool. When we're using a nozzle, it's the direction that that nozzle is pointing directly impacts how much water is being applied to any one tray or pot. So that's common sense, but it's something that a lot of growers just totally miss. If you listen to my other short about using the amount of water that each tool will apply, you'll quickly see that if you point your nozzle down, you're going to be adding a lot of water directly to a very narrow group of plants. If you're watering forward, you're going to be able to water a lot more plants, applying a more uniform amount of water. And whereas if you water with the nozzle up, pointing it up in the air, you basically apply a very small amount of water to a very large amount of plants, especially when you're moving at a constant speed, whether you're pointing up, pointing down, or pointing sideways or forward. So you really want to be looking at how are you using that nozzle, which way is it pointed, because that'll make a difference. On the other hand, when you're using a boom, that gets to be a little trickier because a lot of times you're putting on the booms and you're not seeing whether there's any difference until you get down probably 2 or 3 weeks when you see some plants are smaller, some plants are doing better. One of the problems is even though the boom looks like it's applying the right amount of water, it really is each nozzle might be clogged or might be worn and it's not applying the same amount over time. So over, say, a couple weeks, you may have some areas that are getting twice or 3 times as much water as you can see in this picture. There's between the yellow bars, those plants were receiving a lot less water than the plants on either side. There's a really handy tool in the notes on where you can get this water pattern check for using a boom, which makes a big difference. Good luck with your watering.